Oh, I love that picture. That reminds me of my favorite night, Sunday night, when I go see my jazz friends. I just love that. Isn't that cute? If you can't sleep at night, there's your sheep. Faith, hope, and love. Sweet dreams. That was my mother's jewelry box. I never thought I would see that again. She really loved that. She really did. Oh, they're just so cheerful and adorable. I just love them.
You want to go outside for a walk? You want to go for a walk? Dizzy, you don't seem very excited about it. You want to go for a walk? You want to go for a walk? You want to see your friend?
Everybody, I am so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a good, safe week. I had a crazy week, but I am so happy to be here today and I get to talk to you, and well, I'm just so happy to be here. Today I wanted to talk about making a house a home. And, you know, for those of us that live alone and we're in either a small house or a one-bedroom apartment, it's kind of a challenge, you know, when you're on a budget, to make your house cozy and a place where you feel safe and comforted and happy. And I think there's some tricks that you learn along the way when you set up a little place for yourself. So that's what I wanted to do today. How to give yourself kind of a cozy apartment with little or no money. So I sound like a real estate pitch woman, don't I? But really, you don't have to sign up for any courses. All you have to do is hang out with me for the next 15 minutes and be delighted. But the first thing I wanted to say about making an apartment cozy and making it your own is having a combination of very modern things and then old things. And the reason I bring this up is I do remember when I was in my 20s, and I would go visit someone in like an assisted living type situation, and they would have like all their grandmother's things, huge bulky, furniture, and it just seemed so overpowering. My aunt, now you would walk into her house and everything was old, and it was beautiful, but everything was old. And right down to the wallpaper. So it gave you the sense when you sat down that, I don't know, it wasn't very friendly. It was like you were just going back in time and you couldn't relate to anything. And as a kid, I just remember as a young girl, I couldn't wait to get out of there. The thing that I have always believed in is when you've had a long, hard day and you open up the door of your little place, what's the first thing you see? Is it something pretty? Is it something that reminds you of something wonderful? Or is it something harsh and plain and has no personality or no connection to you? The front door rule of putting something in that line of sight to me is everything when it comes to decorating, and especially now at our age when we are, most of us, well, a lot of us here are living alone. So we want to be entertained when we walked in. And not only that, not only is the front door rule for us, but also for our guests. When we open that door and say, "Come on in," what's the first thing they see? You know.
Yeah, hopefully when somebody first walks into my home, the first thing they'll notice is there's a lot of art, and hopefully that will pique their interest and they will want to know more. I think this rug is so pretty. It was so inexpensive at HomeGoods. This is the Shabby Chic collection, and it's so subtle and pretty with the grays and the blues again.
The next thing I just wanted to mention is the power of colors. And so many things affect our moods, but when we are surrounded by our favorite colors, it means so much. And I don't know, if you're like me, before I moved into my little apartment, I wasn't really quite sure what my favorite colors were. So what I did was I wrote down my 3 favorite colors, and I kind of decided when I was buying furniture or artwork or bedding, I decided, yeah, I'm going to go with my favorite colors. Colors that make me feel peaceful and happy. So if I can see a beautiful painting and want to buy it, but if it has a lot of deep blacks and browns and silvers, I know that's just going to creep me out. It's just, I don't know. So I think color is so important. And another thing you can do that isn't expensive is paint one wall. I love that look. You know, just painting one wall, a deep burgundy or a navy or a green. I mean, just something. Painting one wall in your bathroom. It just makes it just come alive. And, you know, even if you have to hire it done, it's just one wall. But it makes so much difference. It's dramatic. And I love that trick. And if you don't want to paint, like what I did in my apartment in my little living room area, is I love the color yellow. So I made sure that I picked out a Georgia O'Keeffe painting, a pastel that had so much yellow in it that it was almost like I painted my wall yellow. Or in my bathroom. I almost painted one wall burgundy just for a little drama, but then I went with something very kitsch. I had some very old panels from the 50s that were alabaster, and I'll show you a picture of them, but they go almost from ceiling to 2/3 the way down the wall to the floor, and it looks like I kind of painted the wall red, but I did it with art, and I love that. So I think that's a really cool trick, that you can change the whole look of a room just by color, just by changing your pillows.
I think for a 1-bedroom apartment, I got pretty lucky. It has a nice big bathroom, and I am allowed to paint, and I am probably going to do that this summer. But for now, what I did to give my bathroom some color is I did hang these 2 large red panels. Those are from the 40s and 50s. They're very good. You know, one thing about decorating is I love using surprise colors. I love using very, very vibrant colors against things that are very, very plain. So it's almost like a surprise that these things they're just so vibrant, and they remind you, hey, I'm alive. Is pretty large, and I don't know, there's a lot of drama in here, not a lot of excitement, but a lot of drama. You know, I kind of decorated it, you know, the roar of the grease paint. I don't know, there's just a vibe to it that I really love. And I did pick up this new rug, This is the Shabby Chic collection also, only this rug is a lot more intense with the blues, and I just love it. And it does go really well with the pinks and the blues. This is my summer quilt. This is my favorite. I got this from QVC. I showed it to you last year. It's actually still available. Are you my little boy? Are you my good little boy? Yeah. You like the quilt? Yeah.
You know, I think the number one thing that's important to me in my little place to make it warm and cozy is lighting. I like a very nice, unique lamp in every corner of the room. It doesn't have to be a 100-watt bulb, but it just has to illuminate the room from all four corners. It makes me feel happy, and it makes me feel like, I don't know, just that almost every day sitting in my apartment is a holiday. I have different twinkle lights here and there. You know how much I like my twinkle lights. But lighting to me is very soothing. Have you ever been anywhere and somebody has one light, or they have an overhead light, and it just makes you feel very tense and very nervous? That happens to me all the time. So my lighting is so important, and I take such care, especially in my bedroom area, and I'll show you, some of the lighting I have in there. But it's very important that I don't have any kind of dark nooks and crannies.
I think a great tip to decorating is the right illumination, just having, the right lighting and having it very bright and cheerful. I just love mixing old and new, and with creative illumination, I think it makes it something truly unique and special, no matter where you bought it. How you doing, baby? Are you mama's baby? Yeah.
I always think it's a good idea to be rooted in reality, but sometimes I just don't want to live in reality in my cozy little apartment. And what I fell in love with when I moved here 8 years ago was folk art. And I think I loved folk art because it was so absurd, and I needed absurd. And things like this beautiful, the sheep on top of each other with a little star, that's ridiculous. It's absurd. Cats in a rowboat, that's absurd. This Siamese cat giving somebody, it's just absurd. But those are the things that they lift my spirits, but most importantly, they make me laugh. And I love that. And I think sometimes you can start to develop an eye for the absurd and for really good folk art. In my opinion, not all folk art is brilliant.
I have so fallen in love with my folk art. It makes me so happy. Look at these 3 cats are just rowing in a canoe. It just makes me laugh. These are the crazy cats I just picked up at Goodwill, and of course my sheep with an attitude. But I found a couple things at Goodwill that I thought was just so cute. This little, I don't know, like 1920 gal with the hat. I thought she was so dear and sweet and just right for my vanity. And then I got a little bit of folk art too. If I can't sleep at night, here we go. Faith, hope, and love.
I think without spending any money, we can have a brand new room. We can move the furniture around, and we can take a vase that's been tucked away somewhere, and we can buy new flowers for it, and we can make a whole brand new arrangement, and we can buy a new rug. We're not talking big money here. We're talking about like flowers from the Dollar Tree, and just a couple new throw rugs perhaps, or a larger dining rug, but anything. I mean, it doesn't take much to give a room a completely new look. And especially, because we evolved, maybe the textures that you like have changed, maybe the colors that you like have changed. But just to know that it doesn't take much to completely transform a room.
And I took a vase that I had in my china cabinet, and this is a real pretty Roseville vase. And I had it tucked away, and I did kind of want to spruce up my apartment, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So this is a very beautiful, expensive vase. And what I did was I just went to the Dollar Tree and I just bought, I don't know, I guess about $8 worth of artificial flowers, and I think it turned out really nice.
When you're over 60 and you live alone, your morale and your mood is so important. And I wish somebody had given me this tip a long, long time ago. But I'm always talking about pick lighting and pick pictures and pick things that make you happy. But there are things that we have inherited from our parents, our grandparents, maybe an ex-husband or an ex-mother-in-law, whatever it might be, and those things don't hold good memories. They hold very bad memories. Even a piece of clothing can hold a bad memory. Maybe you remember, you took a picture in that top with someone that turned out not to be a very good person. So, but we hold on to these things. Why do we do that? And so, just as important as surrounding ourselves with things that remind us of pleasant memories is having the courage to get rid of those things that hold such bad memories for us. And this is something that I am working on right now. And when I was at Goodwill, and I guess you'll see it, I ran across a painting. And I grabbed it, and it was just this beautiful, very modern collage of people playing jazz. And one of my favorite memories is Sunday night and listening to one of my very best friends, Randy, play jazz here in town. And I haven't been able to do that this year because of the pandemic. But when I saw this, this is the picture that I bought at Goodwill. When I saw this, I just knew I have to have that. I am going to replace something that holds some very bad memories for me, and I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to replace it with something that has a wonderful memory for me. And I'm going to do that more and more. And I have a lot of pictures that are in drawers that are not displayed. And that was another thing I found at Goodwill. I found some very cute, whimsical frames. And I thought, I'm going to dust off some of those pictures. Like, this one is so cute. This is of my grandson, Wyatt, the love of my life. And he loves dinosaurs, he loves elephants, and he loves safari and things like that. So when I saw this frame with the elephant, I lost my mind. So I knew that this was the perfect thing that I could have in my place that holds a good memory. And so I'm tossing out a frame that has a bad memory for me. So yeah, those are just little things, but it's the little things that truly add up. For a fact, we are all wonderful, interesting, fascinating women. And, we communicate how interesting we are through the way we dress, by what we do, what we say, and how we decorate our apartment. And, I think what really drove that home for me was years ago. I was entertaining one of my neighbors here. In fact, it was the neighbor who hates me. But back then he didn't hate me yet. And we'd been having coffee and he was leaving. And he was walking down the hall and suddenly he turned. He slowly turned around and he said, "I love coming to your apartment. It's so magical and so fun just to look at all your pretty pictures on the wall." And then he kept on walking. He didn't want a response. He just wanted to state that. And I never forgot it. And I never will. That somehow, maybe what we think is just, I don't know, decorating our own little place, maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's a lot more than that. It's the love that we put out into the world, and the love we give to every guest that we welcome into our home.
Our homes are so important to us, and maybe we forget sometimes how important they are to the people around us. Desi, are you pouting? Are you pouting because Mommy's filming and we're not outside walking and having fun? I'm sorry. I'm almost done. Are you okay? Can you come and give me a kiss? You want to give me a kiss? Nope. Are you mad at me? Okay.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. I loved every second of it. So please have yourself a wonderful new week. And Desi and I in the morning, we're going to a nature center. We've never been there before. So Desi's going to see so many new things, so many new wildlife he's never seen. So I'm excited to go. I hope you have a great new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, we'll be here.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight.